Hey, welcome back. Survey of Religions and what's it called? Cults?
Cults.
Now we go on to page 3. Confucianism. You can say Confucianism.
Yeah.
Confucius say. Ever hear that?
Yes.
Confucius say. This is where it comes from. Confucianism is a system of honor codes and moral assumptions that was originally directed towards the educated upper classes of Chinese society. It is based on the teachings of, Miss Betty, it's of Confucius, better known as Zhongfutsu.
Oh, yeah.
Also on the teachings of Mencius, or Menzies or something. And then Mingzai and Sun Tzu.
That was good.
We'll move on.
Japanese.
There are over 6 million Confucianists in the world. Hi, I'm a Confucianist. Miss Betty,
What?
you okay? Are you leaving?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Betty is now leaving.
Yes.
No. Are you going to leave?
Yes.
Go ahead and leave.
I'm tired.
Okay, you can leave. You're standing and playing with your keys. I wondered if you were okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay, but I'm tired.
All right. It's bedtime for Bonzo. So there's 6 million of these guys. How many of the Baha'is are there? There are 6 million Baha'is, Betty. I'll see you in a little while at the park. 6 million Baha'is. There's 6 million Confucianists. There's 6 million Baha'is. Very good.
All right.
Confucianism is in my head right now. Originated in China, but it's now all over East Asia. And most Confucianists are still found in China. But there are about 30,000 Confucianists in North America. They're all part of the Obama cabinet. Yeah. It's a matter of debate whether or not Confucianism is a purely humanistic moral philosophy or a religion. It's true that it focuses on the achievements and interests of human beings rather than on theological doctrine. But it also inherited the worship of the Lord on high, as they say, and has a basis in mysticism and religious awareness. So it's a religion, but it's got a lot of humanistic philosophy in it. Great sayings. So let's go on. Someone read this red part.
In Confucianism, however, humankind is king. Humanity's ultimate goal is individual happiness. To achieve this goal, there must be peace, so war has to be abolished.
So try and get all that in your head. Different little points there. Okay, you see what they're looking at? War's got to go. There's got to be peace. Because the goal is to be happy. And they think the absence of war is peace and you'd be happy, right, Caleb? Of course. Confucius believed that human beings could live in happiness if they followed his 5 relationships, which are based on love and duty. Well, who cares what he has to say, right? So we're not even going to look at those. Because I don't care what Confucius says. Confucianism was the chief cultural influence in China for 2,000 years. That's a long time. So there were a lot of Confucianists in China. The overthrow of the Chinese monarchy and the communist revolution during the 20th century greatly curtailed the influence of Confucianism in modern China. Many now regard it as a relic of the past, because you don't hear about it much, do you? In some old movies they say Confucius say, but that's about all you hear. Have you ever met a Confucianist? I have not.
Confusing.
Yeah. The key to the whole Confucian philosophy is do unto others as you would be done by. I think it's like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So does that sound like a good philosophy? Oh, we have to hurry here. Confucius' sayings and dialects, known collectively as the Analects, were probably compiled by the 2nd generation of his disciples. Who cares what the Analects are? Okay, go on. In Confucianism, the concept of God is vague. These Analects, in these Analects, there's reference to heaven, but in the teaching of Mencius, heaven becomes a moral force, and for Sun Tzu, it is the universe. Confucians worship their ancestors. Ancestor worship. They have altars in their homes and in the temples. Have you ever been at someone's house and they had an altar, a little altar built? Mm-hmm. I have with the a Hindu person. The ritual of funerals is very detailed in order to assist the soul on its journey to heaven. Sometime within 100 days after the funeral, a memorial service is held in the home, and an ancestral tablet is dedicated by a priest. Joss sticks are burned on the tablet, and there's a picture of the dead person. I suppose while they were alive. Confucianism teaches that all people can reach perfection. Confucius' concept of humanity may be summed up in the term, there's that word again. We had it in Islam, didn't we? Did we? Or no? Jinn? Now, if your name is Jinn, I'm not making fun of you here. It was on this that he focused his teaching. Okay, Jinn, which is the goal and the inner ideal for all people, right? Right? Should always be practiced. What is it? Now, they talk about it as being love, human-heartedness, virtue, the goodness of the human spirit. They just call all that gobbledygook garbage as Jinn. So, in Confucianism, all I can tell you is it's confusing. It's moral philosophy dealing with no war and peace. They want peace. And it involves this Jinn. But it's not a detailed, here's our principles, our precepts, all the things you've got to do. It's really wide open and a lot of philosophy. And in conclusion for this one, this is a wild one. This is on one page here. This is going to be my favorite religion so far. Jainism. In no relation to the followers of Gary Jane and Harold Jane, the Independent Baptists in the Marysville, Snohomish area. I know, this last name is Jane, but it's not these guys. Jainism is an ancient religion and philosophy from India. It teaches that the way to liberation and bliss is to live a life of nonviolence, renunciation, and fasting. Okay. It gets weirder. Jainism as a historical movement arose in the 6th century. Blah, that's kind of out of Hinduism. About half, over 3 million, of all the world's Jainists live in India. So how many Jainists are there?
6 million.
What? Very good. 6 million would be the answer. So there's 6 million Jainists. There's 6 million Baha'is. And 6 million? Confused people. This is easy. That's so nice. I'm glad they set it up that way. And it's in, of course, these states you know well. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka.
English, please.
What did he say?
Hey, what does the word Jain or Jaina mean?
Thanks.
He is a Jain who follows Gary Jane. No. He is a Jain who follows the Jinnah. Ah, there's that Jinn word again. The word Jinnah means conqueror. So you might want to know this. Jinnahs were legendary figures who it was believed had achieved perfection. It's kind of different than Jinn. We've lost our videographer, but that's okay. The most recent and last Jinnah was, who was he? Vardhama. Or Vardhamana. Are you falling asleep yet? I know this is bothering some of you. Let's spice it up a bit. I have to read these up. Since Jain monks were not allowed to have any religious book, Mahavira's teaching was memorized. Can't have any books, so you got to memorize them. And passed down orally. Traditionally, this consisted of 14 texts. It is said that the last person to know this by heart was who? Who? Come on, you guys are... Don't be too mean to him. There's a voice. I can hear it. I was going to say pathetic, but that's not a good thing to say.
Bahu?
Badra, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Because he's the leader of the Smetana sect. When he died at the beginning of the 3rd century, an attempt was made to reconstruct and write down what could be remembered of the canon. Because they didn't have any books! So they finally got it down. Okay, the foremost duty of every Jain is the evolution of his soul and that of his fellow creatures. His objective is moksha. We know moksha. What's moksha? Try and teach it. That's a lot harder than hearing it. What? What's moksha? From? It's right there. From unending cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. The karma thing. You get that karma cycle, Katie or Kathleen, and finally you come out as a Katie again. Then you go back and you're Kathleen. Never ending. Split personality. Okay. So, someone help me out here. What do Jains believe?
Jains do not believe. Do you want do not believe or do believe?
Jains do not believe.
In the concept of a God who created and sustained the universe. Rather, they view God as a universal consciousness, or Atman, the ultimate.
Ultimate.
Therefore, Jains do not believe that they will be judged by a God or receive help from him.
Someone else read what they do believe.
Jains believe in karma and reincarnation, as do Hindus, but they believe that enlightenment and liberation from this cycle can only be achieved through a monastic life of penance and rigorous fasting and nonviolence.
Okay, catch what he just said here. So they do believe in karma and reincarnation, as do who?
Hindus.
The Hindus. But I thought there was a Hindu group that believed in following a monastic life. Wasn't that the Theravada? That's okay. We'll let her go. I always let my daughter say whatever she wants. It's not bothering me. If it's bothering you, they'll go right ahead. She's getting the alphabet wrong. All right, here comes some more stuff. Now we're getting into the weird stuff. Okay, you guys are going to like this. Here we go. Jains believe in the sacredness of all life. It follows that committing an act of violence against a human, animal, or even a vegetable generates negative karma. Then, you guys watch what they all die of starvation. Is what happens.
Spiders gotta
They
go.
do.
You eat dirt.
Generates negative karma that in turn adversely affects your next life. So they believe that the only way to save their own souls is to protect the souls of everyone else. I don't know why that would be the case. They therefore practice ahimsa, non-violence, found in Jain scripture. Do not injure, abuse, oppress, enslave, insult, torment, torture, or kill any creature or living being. Okay. Jains will not tolerate eating meat or fish under any circumstances. They follow the policy of only eating anything that will not kill the plant or animal from which it is taken. Huh?
The plant?
Look at this guy. Jain monks. These are the guys that are the super orthodox guys. They will wear muslin cloths over their mouths to stop them from accidentally swallowing a fly.
Well, actually, that makes sense.
I could understand that.
The Harley Jainers. That is weird. You gotta be, I mean, we're talking, that's like the ladies in independent Baptist cults that wear, I don't know what it would be like actually. Well, just wearing the dress that comes down and kind of drags on the floor, you know, those types, which is fine. Just to make sure that it is a proper length, no matter what position it might be sitting in. It works. So, but that's wild. Well, oh, that's good. Someone read this next one. Ahimsa.
Ahimsa puts restrictions on the work a Jain may do. He may not, for example, be a farmer in case he injures plants or animals while plowing, or a caterpillar.
No!
Or carpenter. Because the wood must not be hurt. Safe professions are trading, banking, and money lending.
Yeah, we'll just like extort these people, but we're not going to hurt a fly. I don't know why the Jainists swallow the fly. I guess they'll die.
How do they eat it? They don't.
I know an old Jainist to swallow the fly. Lay people may begin the upward path. This is my favorite. Lay people may begin the upward path leading to the full asceticism of the monk and ultimately voluntary starvation resulting in death. Yes. Yes, Jainism. That's my belief system now. I can move up, keep moving up, I can reach monkhood, and then I starve to death. Yeah.
You get liberated from reincarnation. reincarnation.
That's right. I get into my
Who wants to
moksha, which
come
is
back
basically
to
infection
do
of the
that?
gallbladder. That's what moksha is. The life of an ascetic monk begins with a service of initiation. He gives away his clothes. Wears the dress of an ascetic, has his hair cut, and becomes a homeless wanderer. Again, this is very attractive. The monk's final act of non-attachment is the act of, salikana, in which he lies on one side on a bed of thorny grass and refuses to move or eat food. So this is why it's such a fast-growing religion. Every form of earthly bodily existence is misery, they say. I think it's misery to be a Jainist. Freedom from rebirth is the goal. To achieve liberation, one soul must be free from all karma. This salvation is obtained by personal effort alone. Here's what they say. 12 years of ascetic life as a Jainist monk and 8 rebirths are necessary to constitute the purgatorial preparation for the Jainist heaven. Go ahead and take a good break.